Hi, we are here at All Points East with Milos from Rhye, who is, you've got a show coming up this afternoon, haven't you?
Yeah, in I think 15 minutes or something.
15 minutes,
yeah,
so we better get a move on.
It's happening very soon.
Have you got anything special planned?
For the show? I don't plan that much. What I do is I just try to get on stage and then call out songs, you know, depending on the vibe of the crowd. I think we're going to cut some of the slower songs because I looked at the crowd and I was like, I don't know if it'll work to do some of the more gentle tunes.
They can take gentle.
Yeah?
They've had a few bits of gentle over the weekend. I reckon they can manage it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make that decision like on stage, and then I'll be like, okay, but maybe I'll put some of the gentle songs back in. I don't know.
How are you sort of handling taking the band on your own?
In what way do you mean? Like,
well, as a kind of it's your solo thing now, to a degree, I guess.
Well, it's always been. So I've never had the band in a format that wasn't me taking. Right. So I hired like my whole band, and it's been the same band now, like for the most part for like 500 plus shows, and it's definitely like it's a kind of a thing that operates seamlessly now. You know, it's not that difficult. Touring's pretty effortless in a lot of ways. That being said, touring's stressful, but you know,
stressful because it's so busy. But
generally
good
fun. But everything's fine.
You were telling me about your favorite on the road touring game.
Yeah.
Which explain what that is.
It's just keep the brain moving. 3 nouns. You got to present 3 nouns to somebody, and they got to tell a story that is, you want to keep it kind of funny, enticing, inventive. And the challenge is to throw some nouns at people that are odd, so they got to really kind of bend the story in.
Okay. Any examples?
Yeah. One was I had to deal with like a multiverse, the Boson-Higgs particle or Higgs-Boson particle, and a sex toy.
Okay.
And it was like, how do you weave it all together and make it sound like a coherent, real story?
So if I were to chuck at you, say, Fire Engine, Africa, and Knickerbocker Glory, how would you start?
I would start it by expressing how my dad was a firefighter in Africa for 10 years, and it was just something he was doing while he was traveling, and he met up with this fire brigade, and just thought, I'll work in Africa as a firefighter for a while, and he just stayed there for a long time because he really enjoyed it, and through that, some things happened, and then I'd probably tell you what happened to him as a firefighter.
You're a master at this. Yeah. There was no pause. You were straight into that story. Yeah, you almost convinced me.
Yeah, but it's obviously not true. So.
Now, you started out as a bit of a mystery with very sort of little information about you online. How did that work out?
It was, well, I don't know if it backfired in a way, but it wasn't planned, So I just didn't want to be in any photos. I didn't want to have anyone really care about who I was. In terms of like the artist, I just wanted it to be music that if people liked it, they liked it, and if they didn't, they didn't. It also started out as a tiny little indie project with a tiny little advance, and jumped over to a major label, and then became a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. So it wasn't this highly constructed plan, I just was like, I don't really feel like being in photos, and someone had made fun of my nose one time in a photo, and I was just like, I don't really care. I don't really want to be subjected to that. Yeah. So. But I mean, I don't know. It feels like if I continued with that route, it would be a gimmick. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I'm like, okay, I'll be in photos because everyone thinks it's this mysterious project, and I'm like, well, it's not mysterious. I mean, we played so many shows. I'm on stage. I don't have any. There's no smoke and mirrors on stage. Yeah. It's pretty bare bones. It's
something you can only keep up for a certain amount of time. I remember Jungle when they sort of tried it, and it was
it become a gimmick.
Stage,
I mean,
everyone can see who you are, and
that's who they are. Yeah, exactly.
You also, I don't really see it, but people have kind of likened you to Sade.
I don't agree with that personally. Yeah, I don't see it either. But it's been going on for my solo, like my Milos records before, and then Rhye. People say it all the time. So.
Has she reached out at all?
No, she's never reached out.
For a collaboration?
No, I'd be down, but she's never reached out. So.
Well, you should maybe get in touch.
Can I tell you a story though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Someone did write me an email from her email, like Sade or info@sade.com, asking me to stop sounding like her. on April Fool's Day, and I still
way.
can't figure out who did the April Fools. It's pretty brilliant.
Well, you've been trying to not sound like her the whole time, it seems.
Exactly, yeah.
I think you're doing a pretty good job.
I didn't even know I sounded like her, but yeah, it was definitely a funny April Fool's prank.
You're also relatively big in Belgium. How you find it? What's that like? What's it like to be big in Belgium?
I don't know. We're big in a couple places where I was not expecting, like Mexico, Japan, Korea. Played Korea a whole bunch of times, Belgium a bunch of times. I think I just generally like touring, and I like traveling, and I like performing places. So for me, it's if people are willing to come to concerts, then I'm willing to play. So yeah, and I like Belgium a lot. So yeah.
And the second album is Blood. How's it been going down?
It's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a numbers guy. Like I don't try to beat numbers ever, but my label is very happy. They said it's doing a lot better than they thought it was going to even do. So that's really nice.
Like a sort of a solid continuation from Woman, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's an evolution and it's not just the same thing, because I wouldn't want to make the same record again. And I think the music I make takes people a little bit of time to digest it, but it's been out for a couple months, and I don't know, we have a lot of shows booked, and it just feels like it's just moving on a really nice pace,
Fantastic. And do you ever get get the urge to just rock out?
Have you seen one of our shows?
Not yet, no.
We do rock out, yeah. Yeah. It's not just like this super sentimental show the whole time, because live I don't want to just be one-noted, like cheesy pun, but the whole thing is supposed to have dynamic and tension and come down and be gentle. Sometimes I do parts of the set with just vocals and barely using a microphone. Sometimes it full on looks like not a rock show, but it flirts with that idea a little bit, depending on the night.
I shall pop along and rock out with you later on then.
Come rock out.
Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.